Right, more flat earth science today. I'm going to blow some socks off. Globers are going to hate this. Now, what I'm about to tell you, you can't make this stuff up. It's just the way it is. It's what it is. It's fact. You can't debunk it. You can argue about it. You might not accept it, but you can't debunk it. Every which way I turn, I find more evidence. The flat earth model, centre north vortex. Looking down on earth, looks like that. We've seen sea creatures, flowers, whatever look like this. I'm about to show you how the sun works and the seasons on the flat earth. The true model, not what we've been watching on flat earth sites for the last 10 more years. And it's to do with this system, the vortex, with the 23.4 degree elliptics inside there. And it's all associated with what the ancient Egyptians have left us. The Eye of Ra. The Eye of Ra is our sun, and it sits in here. And it sits in here as an eye because there we have the electrical circuit through the guts with a plasma field. So imagine like scalar waves, as some people call it, or the vortex, the spiraling, the Milky Way. You've seen the spiraling of the Milky Way, like the double helix in our DNA, but closed that system. You look at the Milky Way, that's what you see. Well, in there sits the sun. And the Egyptians worshipped the crocodile, the Nile crocodile, because the crocodile head looks like where the sun sits in the Milky Way. It's tucked in like the crocodile's eye, sitting just in there at the top. And it's sitting vertically in here. That sun is tucked into the Milky Way, so at night with a good telescope you can see all the brightness behind it earlier on in the night, but as the night moves further around, this is turning, we see it really bright here, tucked in there, but later on in the night when it's right around here you can hardly see the brightness through the Milky Way, through the nest. It's like a straw, like in the Wizard of Oz, the strawman. What was this scarecrow thing? Straw, that's what it represented, straw, the Milky Way. So with the straw we have the crocodile, and inside that crocodile is the Eye of Ra. Eye. So remember the scalar waves or plasma field, like this. Coming up, it's flowing up. Inside the middle, inside here, does not flow up, it's heading that way. But the magnetic field around it, the big vortex, because this is sitting in the centre, is the bulge, is winding up. So everything winds up around it, but things get recycled back down here. And at one point, when we have our main ecliptic that we know of, all the planets and the moon, everything go around. There's the sun. It's like this. There's the ecliptic, and the sun is tucked in here. Well, the sun looks like this, its eye. It's shaped like that eye because it's a magnetic field. It's stretched it out. So there it is, tucked in. And inside the Milky Way it looks more like, you know, a crocodile head, doesn't it? I'm no artist. Freshwater crocodile. It's tucked in there like that. Now, so you can imagine all the planets and sun, moon moving around the sun. In the middle, the sun is not in the middle, see? Not exactly in the middle. It's offset. There's the centre. So looking down on it, we have the egg shape. Because there's the spin that comes all the way back down here. And there's the sun off to the side. Because it's this reverse spin that creates the voltage and gives us the sun. Just always there. Which will stay there. No matter how much this flows up, the voltage will always stay there. Because you build up the pressure, boom, it'll always sit there. This will drive up and then come back down and then start again. It's the cycle of time. Great precession, great year, whatever. So it's like that, right? And so here we have it. There's the ecliptic, and these are the seasons. This is what they call perihelion. And this is aphelion. Probably not pronouncing it right. But because everything turns in this system, not all exactly at the same time, but when it comes to this, it's close enough. It'll turn with the sun, basically. So we have the eye offset. So as the seasons go on, we have perihelion down here. And this turning in the vortex, it starts going up. And there you have aphelion, perihelion. What are we getting here? Halfway up, the equinox, aphelion. What do we get here? Not the equinox, because the eye's offset. We only get the equinox on one side. At one point, we only have the equinox once. We'll get 2 seasons, 2 springs. I mean, a northern and a summer spring, but the sun's offset, so we only get the one equinox. So I've said in my previous videos, the eye must tilt, but no, it's the rotation of the ecliptic coming round. And what happens? This is the south summer. South summer. And why is that? Because we're getting extra light, which stretches right out, it's facing down, it gets right out to there. This is the sun we see in the Antarctica, because once it's up here, it says here, no sun in Antarctica. But believe it or not, this is the northern summer, because north's up here, so it's enough for him. But here, southern summer. And then you go back to my earlier videos. And what did I say about the cardinal points? Well, they're not really the cardinal points we know, but down and out. Out is down. In is up. Let's draw this again. The vortex So there's your ecliptic. It's down, so it's projected out, up, up, up is in, up is in, down is out, up is in. Well, yeah, well the sun will be in, sun's in. Maybe that's how it works. The sun's only offset, remember? So it's out there. So the sun's offset, it's on this side, it's down there. Just like we get the, you know, you'll get the solar eclipse and stuff when the sun is in this, when the moon comes around low like this. When the moon's on the low side in front of the sun, that's when you get your solar eclipses too. Yeah. So there we have these seasons. It's the turning of that. It only happens once a year. That happens once a year. This happens only once a year. Then we get the equinox. Then we get the spring. Autumn. And this model here. Anybody ever looked into celestial navigation? I've only just spotted it on YouTube. Thanks to one of the scientists on my, subscribe to my channel, the ones who like to argue with me, trying to poo-poo everything. He brought it up, so I thought I'd look into it. And what have they got? This same system. They call this the spider web. The magnetic fields, 11-degree arcs. This is what's rotating our stars. All this stuff here. And then they had several, you know, charts for out south. Just look it up. Go, plenty of movies on YouTube. So you got that. So there we have the eye of Ra. I had other things to talk about, now I've forgotten. Typical. Just think for a minute. So, south summer, that's why we get the sun right out here. So you must still get the, you'll get the night moves in here. The sun obviously over the top, and because it's all projected from here, it just still turns right around the whole flat earth, doesn't it? Everything's from there. You cannot debunk this design. Everything works. Everything in here on this stem creates this. Everything down in there creates the Polaris rotation. Don't forget, in the next week, Isis gives birth spiritually to a man on earth. Orion's belt's passing through the two rotations. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Maybe not so much the 6th, oh, well, probably still there. And maybe the 12th, well, to the two endpoints. Passing through at your zenith. We're at the tangent point between the north and the southern rotation. Right there. All esoteric stuff. You see ancient depictions of all sorts of stuff, and it's all referring to that. The Eye of Ra. It all makes sense. Cradle passing over. The manger, the Milky Way being the manger, a long trough, egg in a nest. It's tucked in there like an egg in a nest. What other stories came with it? It's one eye, representing your third eye. In the physical world down here we have two eyes, but they do not see. Not until this one wakes up. It takes light from there, takes energy from these two to wake that one up. Just like the moon takes energy from the sun each month. It's all related to nature and everything the Egyptians have left us. The boat, the solar boat, see? It's tucked in there. See the solar boat? Egyptian mythology. Sailing across the sky. Which made me, so it must, maybe it still rocks a bit like this. But I've sussed everything now. I've done we know what the planet's doing, the big elliptic. Big elliptic, imagine the big elliptic. The sun's in here, offset. You've got the moon here and the other planets out here. Orion's belt way out here, so the sun's there. Orion's belt will be moving only a little bit slower than the sun, so it's lost for, you know, how many months? Well, every 6 months or so it shows up because it's on this side. Most of the time it's hidden on this side of the sun, the back side of on the sunny side during the day, and we see it when it comes back around here. Yeah, because it's running parallel with the, you know, with the sun. You won't see it, will you? When it finally slows down enough, or the sun passes it, we get to see it passing through the night sky. All the planets on that elliptic, and all the background stars are just all swirling around in the vortex. And everything is projected out, all seen from a electron microscopic point of view. Our eyeballs act as like second mirrors in a telescope and just magnify everything. And it's just the resonating frequencies that create the light. It goes into our brain, and our 5 senses create reality. We're all projections. We are all projections from this vortex. It's written in Christianity. Man will not accept this godly power, for it is not earthly. And no one is. But once you do, everything works. You cannot debunk it. That's mind-blowing. That's a Nobel Prize there. That sun, the system. You can't argue about it. It works. Sun being offset creates the two. Aphelion, the lion. See the lion? And when we see the coat of arms, you see a lion on this side and a lion on this side. It's the two lions at each end, two lions. And then right back in, what is it, the Sumerian text and that, you see him holding a lion. He's tamed the lion. That's equilibrium, that's the equinox. The two lions have been tamed. He's at this point here, where Orion's path comes through. I've got lots of information, but if I don't write it down, I'll forget about it. It doesn't come out like I'd like. But any questions? just get online, I'll find the answer. But I'm getting guys that bombard me with more than 2 or 3 questions, and then I'll have to go off to look into it, and I never get, because I'll forget and then never get back. So if you ask 1 or 2 questions, I'll find the answer. It all works in that model. Okay, that'll do.